Today, we're going to talk about Pinocchio, the second animated feature by Walt Disney Studios. And it was not quite as good as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but it was really good. The soundtrack was amazing. The animation was really good. And you actually felt the pain of all those children that turned into donkeys at Pleasure Island. And you laughed along with Pinocchio. You cried when he was face down in the water. That's just one of those heart-wrenching moments. Every Disney film seems to have one of those. Is it just me, or did they change the story around a little bit to fit more of the Disney mold? Like, Jiminy Cricket in the original story was not the conscience, but in this version is. Let's just say, I think that was a welcome change. It added something to Pinocchio's character. And he had to deal with a bunch of mischievous people, nasty people, people that are like from the underworld, let's say. And like the puppeteer that tried to kidnap him and everything. Oh, look, it's a puppet with no strings. He's like a real boy. Oh, let's kidnap him and basically make him a performer forever. He eventually escaped, which was good, but he had to deal with all kinds of people. Mischievous, evil, nasty people. Ugh. Especially those people that ran Pleasure Island. Jesus. Louises. It's one of those things where I'm like, don't go there. Do not go there. You're gonna get stuck in bad habits like smoking and drinking if you go there. Oh, like the characters can actually hear me. But in the end, Pinocchio does not fully fall for it. He gets out in time. He realized what was happening. He knew what was happening. Yeah. That is the old saying, peer pressure is gonna bite you in the butt one day. And it almost did in this case. He made friends with Lampwick, and as we all know, Lampwick turned into a donkey. And let's just say he was a jack. But you feel bad for the donkeys because they're getting tortured and all of that. You know that those were children. That's just disgusting to think about. Absolutely disgusting. And as far as the voice acting, I hung on every word that everybody was saying. Like Geppetto being Pinocchio's father, in a way. And his wish for his puppet to be a real boy. That's very noble of him. I really am happy that he did that. Because it makes you feel kind of good inside. Yeah, because we all know in the end, Geppetto got his wish. And that's the happily ever after Disney's known for. As for would I recommend this film? Once again, I would recommend this film. Was it as successful as Snow White? No, it wasn't. It was about half as successful as Snow White. However, it doesn't diminish how good the film was. It's an 87 out of 100, and it's it's a real classic that I would recommend to anybody. Anybody, doesn't matter who you are. And what I'm gonna say is, this is the one that nearly bankrupted Disney Studios, actually. It wasn't the previous one, it was this one. Because of the war and things going on and not as many people going to the theaters and all that stuff. Because they were out fighting for our country. And I must say this, though. This is one of those films that's a good family film for everyone in the family to enjoy. And I do wish this, though, and don't get me wrong, but I wish that this movie had been just as successful as those movies. And I'm going to say this, I do wish that this movie had been better in some areas. Like, you could have explained how the kids turned into donkeys. That this was a magical place where bad kids turned into donkeys. And that's just one thing. And another thing is, Geppetto could have mentioned more about how he wanted a son or a kid, period. And that he built this puppet so that he could have something that's like a son. But otherwise, this is a classic. I recommend it for everybody. And thank you for enjoying this video.